Hi everyone! In this video, we'll explain you how does a round in Yohei develops. Game round. The initial player flips a round token. This effect will affect every player until it has been replaced by another token. If the active player controls the temple, this one will receive a command point. Then, the player may, in any order, deploy a unit. In order to do that, the player places the corresponding card on their playing game zone and the unit token with the colored base on the deployment zone. In Yohei mode, units are deployed from the market, paying their cost in command points. After taking the unit, they all move to the right. Some units may have deployment abilities, and when doing it, the player may activate them in any order. If the player is in control of fewer units than a rival, this one can deploy units until matching the numbers of the player who has the most. Playing event cards. The player will pay the cost in command points and will be able to play as many of them as they want. After doing so, the player saves the card under their chest, and this could grant them points at the end of the game. In order to play an event card, at least part of its effect must be solved. When someone plays an item card, the corresponding token is placed next to a unit on the board. Then, place the item card under that unit card in such a way the attributes it grants are visible. This item will be assigned to that unit until the end of the game or until that unit has been defeated. In that case, the item will stay in the same box the unit was defeated, and the player passing over by that box will be able to pick that card and take it to their hand, performing up to 2 different actions with each of the units. The actions they may perform are moving. Each unit is able to move according to their movement points, taking into account that passing through grassland takes 1 movement point. Passing through forest or water takes 2, and passing through mountain takes 3 points. At the end of the movement, the player may redirect the token as they want. If they don't want to move, just redirect the token. That will cost them 1 movement point. You can pass by allied units, but not enemy units unless an ability allows you to do so. The movement can't be ended in the same hexagon than another unit. When a player passes by or stops at a box with a Tori token on it, they take it. Running. Spend the second action adding 1 extra point to the movement. Planning. With this action, the player decides between earning a command point or drawing an event card. There is no limit to the number of command points or event cards in hand. Cement and building. In order to build a building, it is necessary to use these 2 actions in the same order. When cementing it, the building is placed lying down, and when building it, it is raised, and then it's active. These actions can be performed in the same or different turn. When cementing, the player places one of their buildings lying down on an intersection of 3 hexagons adjacent to them. When building, a cemented building is raised. The walls don't belong to any player. They are placed at the beginning of the game, wherever the player wants. They decide how many walls to place and where to place them. The walls prevent the passage and block the line of sight. You can't build next to them. The barracks allows starting the movement of the units deployed in that turn from any of the 3 hexagon of the barracks. The watchtower performs attacks with attributes indicated here. Melee attack. Units may attack within the adjacent hexagons. In order to do so, place an engaged in combat token. This token can't be removed until one of both units has been defeated or disengaged. To fight, each unit has to roll the dice told by the side they are facing the enemy. In this case, this unit is fighting by its green side, and this unit is fighting by its yellow side. When attacking, the offensive unit rolls the corresponding dice. At that moment, those results are compared with the value of rival's shield. Dices that match or exceed said value will be impacts. Hits the defender will be able to block. The defender player rolls the corresponding dice and blocks the impacts they exceed. That is to say, if the attacker got 2 impacts with a 5 and a 6, and the defender only gets 2 5s, this one will block the attacker's 5, but not the 6. If the defender doesn't block all the impacts, they will receive a wound token and their card will be flipped, showing the wounded side. An engaged unit can only fight the unit it is locked with, or move. When a unit is disengaged, roll a dice for each enemy it was locked with. If it doesn't exceed the points attribute of the enemy, this one will be able to perform a melee action for free. Attack buildings. The player will always attack the building with the strongest side possible when they are at an intersection. Buildings have a resistance, endurance of 6, and they don't roll defense dice. With only 1 impact, the building is destroyed and removed from the game. Ranged attack. Units with this symbol can attack from a distance. The range of the shot appears in the hexagon. Walls and mountains break the line of sight, so it's not possible to shot through them. The attacker rolls the dice appearing in the icon. All the dice that match or exceed the distance within the defender are considered impacts. Ones are always considered failures. In order to avoid the impact, the defender rolls as many dice as their movement attribute. In order to cancel the impacts, the roll must match or exceed the attacker's one. If the defender is in a forest, add a die to his roll. Any player can repeat the entire roll, discarding 2 Tori tokens or 2 cards from their chest at any time. At the end of the turn, the player may discard one of their event cards in order to draw another one. There's no limit for cards in hand. The player ending the round discards the unit with 0 cost in the market, moves the other ones to the right, and draws another one if the game is in Yohei mode. The game ends when only one side has units on the field, or at the end of the 7th round. If that's the case, count the score. A healthy unit grants 2 points, and with a wound, 1 point. A full-built building grants 1 point. In 3-player games, each enemy unit defeated grants 1 point. The event cards grant points depending on the times each symbol is repeated. 2 times, 1 point. 3 times, 2 points. And 4 times, 3 points. And so far, everything for today. You already know everything to play Yohei, the new Eclipse Editorial game, which is currently on Kickstarter. See you!